This is Chris Norris of Techbook Online, and I'm here with Mr. Asa Khalif, activist, cousin of Mr. Brandon-Tate Brown, and Ms. Tanya Brown-Dickerson, the mother of the deceased. We're here in Center City in front of City Hall, hours just after the DA has concluded that he will not file charges against the police officer who shot Mr. Brown in the back of the head. Moments before Mr. Khalif and Ms. Brown-Dickerson give a press conference to the waiting media, they've sat down exclusively with Techbook Online to share their thoughts. Let's start with you, Ms. Brown-Dickerson. What's going through your mind right now? And just take us from beginning to middle and where we are now.
Well, the beginning was Seth Williams said that irregardless to it being the headlights, the struggle is the reason for their self-defense and their excessive force for why my son is dead. Yet I still have no names. They've shown me and my lawyer footage that they have not shown the clergy and all the other people they invited to see. They say they have not seen my son fall dead in the street, but the video definitely show it, and I would like for the complete video that I saw to be shown to the public so they can make a decision instead of this systematic secretive support thing they're trying to do to make it look like I'm just a grieving mother insane.
Now, Mr. Kelvin Anderson, who's the executive director of the Police Advisory Commission today, said that when he reviewed the footage, it's almost impossible to come up to one conclusion or the other. Does that mean that he didn't see the footage that you saw?
It could possibly mean that, or it could be he has to support the FOP. So, in reality, I heard Seth Williams say today, it is a tragedy that my son is gone, that this has happened. The tragedy is how the government protects beyond to keep the police safe instead of the citizens. I walked in the DA's office and the posted thing said, "We the people." It's not we the people, it's they are the people. You cannot protect police and not hold them accountable when someone has no weapon in their hand and their back is to you and they get shot in their head. There's no excuse for that. Running because I don't want to be hit upside my head, that's disgusting. I would run or fight back if someone is hurting me. No, the tragedy is the government is protecting the FOP.
Now, the Police Advisory Commission is calling on that footage to be released today. They do believe that the public should have a right to view this. Mr. Khalif, where do we go from here? What's the future for the city in terms of police and community relations, and particularly for your family in this case?
It's truly a miscarriage of justice. It's truly a miscarriage of justice. The issue here is racial profiling that has gone left, painfully left. Brandon-Tate Brown was stopped simply because he was a black man driving in a car that he was not supposed to drive in, according to the racist police officers that stopped him.
So there's no way anybody can convince you this wasn't about race?
It's always about race when you're black behind the wheel. A routine traffic stop, if you're white with blonde hair and blue eyes, does not leave you with a bullet in the back of the head. It's only when you're African American or another minority where that type of situation happens, such as the Najee Rivera. He was brutally attacked within an inch of his life. Hispanic man. Any type of routine traffic stop when it concerns black men and Latino men and women ends in violence. And that shows that there is a systematic, deep-seated, rooted hatred towards anything that does not look like them. And so where we go from here is that we continue with our demands. Number one, release the video for the public to see for themselves and judge based on their own interpretation of the video. And number two, and this is important, we must release the names of those two officers. Have they ever been involved in something like this before? Was there any complaints against the officers? We are fighting against the ghost, and we need to know who the murderers are in the 15th district. There are two murderers running around the city. They must be identified, even if they wear a badge and a gun.
Ms. Brown-Dickerson, is just receiving the names of the officers, is that justice for you? When you think of justice for Brandon-Tate Brown, what does that encompass?
What I think of justice for Brandon-Tate Brown is a trial. I think of without the grand jury, because they always find the police innocent. I think of evidence being presented, all evidence. I think of a fair sentence and judging from the judge, not from the people, not from the FOP. I just feel like they need to be tried as they are citizens, as I am, and that's all to it. Treat them equally as I would be treated if I shot someone in the back of their head.
Do you believe that your family you and your family can restore faith in the police department, or is this currently kind of severed any type of relationship or trust?
Most definitely. I'm ready to leave Philadelphia when this is over. I will fight for Brandon and any other family who has lost their children to the FOP. I will continue to do that, but I do not want to live in a city where I pay taxes and their paychecks to support shooting my son or any other black person in the head and don't have to answer.
Also, one quick thing, because we have to leave for the press conference, Christopher, but as you know, the bulk of my finances come not from activism. This is a labor of love. The bulk of my finances that I've made come from my real estate company. And I think at this point I want to put it out there, we want the names of the officers. So whatever snitch is in the department, you get $5,000, no questions asked. We're going to put that out publicly. I'm putting up my own money. I will write the check, no questions asked. Give me a name.
Well, you heard it from Mr. Khalif here first with Techbook Online. I'm Flood the Drummer, and until next time, I'm drumming for justice.